Hi, my name is Anika Aldamuy Denise, and I'm the author of Planting Stories, The Life of Librarian and Storyteller Pura Belpré, and A Girl Named Rosita, Rita Moreno, actor, singer, dancer, trailblazer. The reason I think teachers need to shake up their shelves is because too often we default to the classics. This is not to say that some aren't good stories, but many of them are problematic. As teachers, you have a limited amount of books you can cover in a school year. If you rely on the same books again and again, fresher, more diverse voices won't have the real estate on your shelves. And you'll be limiting not only diverse voices, but diverse reading choices for your students. Now more than ever, we need these stories to be bridges to inclusion and empathy. I believe stories truly can change the world. That's why Pura Belpré is one of my heroes. Not only because we share a heritage, but because she was a champion of diverse books all her life. What I've heard from teachers about my book, Planting Stories, is that, one, many of them were happy to have a book that really delved into the woman behind the American Library Association Book Award. It highlights her life and her contributions to literature and the Latinx community as an author and as the first Puerto Rican librarian at the New York Public Library. I was amazed how many educators and librarians did not know much about her story. Some had never even heard of Pura Belpré. And so I felt gratified that this book, so beautifully illustrated by Paula Escobar, was able to be an introduction to her life. And that after reading it, teachers and their students went and learned more about her, and they read her folktales. Of course, in the Latinx educator community, she is well loved. And I was very proud and grateful to HarperCollins for publishing a simultaneous Spanish edition that is able to be used in many ELL classrooms, and it's just great to have the book available in both languages. I think the book is relatable to kids who know the joy of being in front of their teacher or in the children's room in a library and hearing a brilliant storyteller bring a story to life. There are also some really important social issues that this book connects to and provides a springboard to talk about with kids. It's just what we're talking about today: diverse book access and representation in literature. When Puerto Rican folktales and bilingual texts weren't available on the shelves at the public library, Pura Belpré wrote them herself, and she translated other texts, and she traveled throughout the boroughs of New York City, all through this country and beyond, bringing her books and her brilliant bilingual storytelling performances to families. Many of us have seen the latest numbers on representation in children's literature. Latinx stories represent only about 7% of all books published. For Indigenous folks, that numbers dip even lower. We have a long way to go. It's important that kids, as readers and consumers of literature, realize this too, because they have power as readers to choose books that are more diverse. When students learn about the life of Pura Belpré, it's proof of the power of story, of seeing yourself in a book, or learning about kids who grew up differently than you. Pura Belpré certainly shook up the shelves at the New York Public Library, and I know together we can shake up the shelves in schools and libraries too. Thank you.